Hello everyone, welcome to today's session. In this session, we will be applying Python's library to solve engineering problems numerically. In mechanical systems, analytical solutions are often impractical for complex geometries or dynamic conditions. This is where numerical methods step in and NumPy serves as our toolkit. From solving systems of linear equations in a structural analysis to performing numerical integration for thermodynamic cycles, NumPy's array manipulation and mathematical functions make it both powerful and efficient. By the end of this session, you will understand how to translate engineering problems into a code and achieve precise, reliable solution. So let us start with the first example. The statement given is a mechanical component experiences a stress in the three perpendicular directions and the stress tensor is provided. We need to calculate the trace of the stress tensor. Second, we need to find the determinant and inverse of the stress matrix. And third, we need to find the transpose of the matrix. Now to solve this problem, first we need to define the stress tensor. To define this, we need to create a 3 cross 3 array, and for that we may use the np.array function. So here we have defined the stress tensor using the np.array function. Now to perform the first task, we need to define the variable in which we will find the value of trace. And to find the value of trace, there is inbuilt function available in the NumPy, that is the trace function. So just we need to store that answer into one variable. So trace value equal to np.trace, and within its argument we will pass our array. To find the determinant and inverse, we need to specifically use the linalg part of the NumPy. So here determinant is stored as np.linalg.det, that is the det, which represents the determinant. Within its argument we have passed the required array. To find the inverse of the matrix, again np.linalg. Function available is inverse, that is inv, and within its argument we will pass again our required matrix. So answer of both gets stored into the determinant and the inverse matrix variable. Now to find the transpose, again within NumPy library transpose function is available. We need to store its answer into the variable. So transpose matrix equal to np.transpose, and within its argument we have provided our required array. So using all these inbuilt functions, we can easily perform the required mathematical computation based on our given problem. Finally, we are displaying all the results that we have calculated from the above steps. So we are printing stress tensor, trace, determinant, inverse of the stress tensor, and the transpose of the stress tensor. Let us run the program to check the output. So here you can see that first trace tensor is provided. Now second trace is calculated, that is nothing but the summation of the diagonal elements, that will be 470. Next, determinant of the stress tensor, that is again calculated using the inbuilt function. Next, we have obtained the inverse of the stress tensor, and finally we have also obtained the transpose of the stress tensor. So based on need, you may again perform further calculations also, and NumPy will be the tool that may be helping you to solve this type of problems. Let us go to second example. So here the statement is a mechanical shaft is subjected to dynamic loads causing angular displacements over time. The angular displacement changes from 0 to 90 degrees, and we need to calculate the sine, cosine and tangent values. Then we need to convert angle from radian to degree. At last, we need to find the inverse of the trigonometric functions for the selected values. So to perform these, first we need to consider the angle in degree. So we are storing it theta degree, that is equal to 45. Next, to convert this angle into the radian, we need to use the inbuilt function, that is dot radian. So we will type angle in radian equal to np dot radians, and within its argument this theta degree is passed. Now to find the sine, cosine and tangent values, again these functionalities are available within NumPy. So we will use the function np.sine, np.cos and np.tan, and within its argument we will pass the radian angle. So the value of sine, cosine and tangents are stored into these three variables, and the inbuilt functions are used. Now to perform the second step, we may use the inbuilt function, that is degree or radian, to convert the angle vice versa. We are converting from radian back to degree, that is np dot degrees, and within its argument we will pass our radian value. After getting the degree value, again we may find the inverse trigonometric values using the inverse trigonometric functions, that are the arc sine, arc cos and arc tan. So we are storing its answer again into three variables, that is arc sine, cos and tan values, and within these functions we are passing our angle value in degrees. So in the first step, we have provided the angle in degrees. Then we have converted this angle into the radian. Using these radian angles, we have calculated the trigonometric values. Again, this radian angle is converted back to degree, and using this degree angle, we have calculated the inverse trigonometric values. Finally, we are displaying all the results that are for the angle conversion and the trigonometric and inverse trigonometric values. So let us run the program to check the output. So here you can see that the angle is 45 degree and its corresponding radian value is provided. Then sine, cos and tan angle values are provided. Then again using the degree values, again inverse trigonometric functions are calculated. So with the use of trigonometric functions, you may easily perform this type of calculations where you do not need to write the code that how to calculate sine, cosine and tan, but you may use the inbuilt functionality. Let us again consider the third example. So here the scenario given is a mechanical lab stores a list of material names in uppercase: steel, aluminum, titanium. There are certain steps that we need to perform. First, we need to convert all material names to lowercase. Then we need to capitalize the first letter of each material name. Then we need to concatenate material names for the documentation purpose. And fourth, we need to repeat material name multiple times for the labeling purpose. So let us first define the array of the materials, that is materials equal to np.array, and the three materials are provided. Now to convert the name of these materials into the lowercase, in NumPy inbuilt function is available, that is the dot lower. So lowercase materials, that is equal to np.char.lower, and within its argument we will pass our array. Now to capitalize first letter of each material name, there is inbuilt function is available, that is capitalize. So to use that, we will again type np.char.capitalize, and within its argument we will pass our lowercase materials array. To show the concatenation operation, again we may use the inbuilt function concat, and for that the function name available is the add. So we will type np.char.add, and within its argument we have passed the two materials from that array, that is material at 0th index position and material at first index position. At last, for the repetition of the material name, there is inbuilt function available named multiply. So we will use np.char.multiply. Within its argument, first we have passed our required array. Comma 3 represents that each name gets repeated 3 times in the given array. After performing all the required operation, we are displaying the results based on the performed steps. So we are printing the list of original materials, then lowercase materials, then capitalized materials, then concatenated names, and finally the repeated labels. To check the output, run the program. So here original materials are listed over here. Then we have converted it to lowercase materials. Then the first letter of each material is capitalized. We have concatenated two elements, 0th index and the first index. So we are getting the output steel combined with the aluminum. And this operation is performed on the original array. So we are getting these first capitalized letters concatenated at this point. And at last we are getting the repeated labels. As you can see, steel is multiplied 3 times, aluminum is multiplied 3 times, and same way the remaining materials are multiplied by 3 times. So if there is any need of string manipulation during the array operation also, then at this point some of the string functions are also useful to perform these tasks. So I hope with these examples you got the idea how one may use the different array functions available in the NumPy to perform. It may be a mathematical operations or it may be a text type operations. So keep practicing this tool, try to implement these functionalities to have better clarity about benefit of using NumPy in our regular tasks. So looking forward to see you all in our further session. Till then, thank you.